Well, hello there, fishing friends, and if you're new here, welcome. So while I was doing the guides on the RVRF Fishing Facebook fan page, I got to the oily shiner and realized that my video that I had out there no longer works. They've since patched the method I was using before, which was basically going across the top of the water as fast as possible, and the shiner would catch it. He's actually a mid-level depth, so they no longer come up to the top and grab it right away like they used to. So you actually have to fish the same level. So I figured I'd do another video for you guys and show you how to catch this one. And I'm actually going to show you a couple different methods. So let's go ahead and get started. This one is found on location 10 of South Korea. So let's go out to location 10. Okay, so here we are on location 10, South Korea. Go to the end here, and the oily shiner, and for the lure we're going to be using a spinner, and as you can see the depth is in the middle. So what we're going to be doing, the first method I'm going to show you is I'm going to cast out. We're going to be using my around the clock method, so I'll be going over here and then over here and over here and over here and over here. If you've watched many of my videos, you've watched me do that a lot. So I do that when there's really no swirls or bubbles to target, so we're going to be fishing in middle depth on this one, so there's really no swirls or bubbles to be targeting. So we're going to go over here. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to cast out. I'm going to be using my casting reel A, which will go out to 250 feet, or spinning, sorry. This is my spinning reel A, which will go out to 250 feet. If you're using casting, I would recommend using casting B. It also goes out to 250 feet, because once you get past 250 feet, there's really nothing out there, so it's kind of pointless to go out to 300. We're going to go out to 250, let it drop down. I'm going to count to 6. That's going to get us to the middle depth, and I'm going to reel it in really slowly across at one time and try to do the middle depth, try to maintain that middle depth. And then the second time I'm going to show you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast out. I'm going to let it drop to a count of 6. I'm going to reel it into a count of 5 and let it drop down a little bit more. And basically what I'm doing there, let me pull up the fish finder here, is when I cast out, so I'm going to be casting out to 250 feet. I'm going to let it drop down to 6 count, which will get it to the middle depth. And then I'm going to reel it into a count of 5, which would get it to this line here. I'm going to let it drop down to the middle depth again. I'm going to reel it into a count of 5. Let it drop down again, and reel it into a count of 5. Let it drop down again. So a total of 3 times after I do that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to expert. You have to be on expert to catch this guy. And let's get started. So I'm going to cast out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm just going to reel it in slowly. Just try to maintain that middle depth there. Okay? And I recommend turning your bait on so that you can see it. You don't have to. But when you're doing this, it's kind of helpful to be able to see your bait. And this is a little bit slower method than the next method that I'll show you. So we got a little slow there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're just trying to maintain that middle depth right there using the spinner. And that one was pretty much almost the same place where I casted before. So let me just go over here to the right a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just slowly bring it in. There we go. Keeping it on that middle depth. We're looking for a very tiny splash, just like that. And we bring this one in. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be it. And there we go. There's our oily shiner. Alright, so that's the first technique. We'll do a reset here. You can catch it. You can sometimes catch it 2 or 3 sometimes without doing a reset. I like to reset after I catch a fish, though, just to get a whole new pool of 15 new fish. So now the next method, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start here, and I just work my way across, just casting out, oops, and then going to the right just a little bit. So I'm going to let it drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to reel it in. It gets me to that second line. I'm going to let it drop down to the middle again, counting to 6. I'm going to reel it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets me to the next line. I'll let it drop down. And then reel it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it drop down. And I'm going to quick retrieve it, pulling my thumbstick back. Going to go to the right a little bit. Do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring it in. Do a count of 5. Let it drop down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more time. And let it drop. So you're just kind of bringing it in. Now when you're reeling it in fast like that, it's not going to come all the way up to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I reel in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gets close to the top. That time it hit the top. There we go. Mid-level. Red line. Just kind of play with it there. Let's see if I got it. I don't know if I got that or not. It comes in extremely easy. It doesn't fight at all. It's just a tiny little fish. So. And there we have it, the oily shiner. There's the two methods to use to catch the oily shiner. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up on this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see more tips and tricks like this in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.